Hey, buddy, how you doing?
How you doing? All right. I, th- it's excellent to see you. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic, sir.
Brilliant.
My book just launched yesterday,
Yeah.
and it came out. I think we're number one in the triathlon category, and then number two.
Ah,
These aren't working.
ah.
Number
Can
two bestseller overall. So
what is
real happy about that.
is that overnight? So it's just yesterday,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
just yesterday. Yeah.
Oh man,
So
yeah, that is
yeah,
brilliant. That can you hear me?
yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah. I feel you fantastic.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Oh no, you couldn't have asked for a better start then with the
Yeah,
book.
we're off to a good start. So I was kind of surprised by that. I've never written a book before, so venturing into this creative area is a little bit out of sorts for me. So
Yeah.
I put over a year into it, so
Oh
a lot
really?
of anticipation. Yeah, it took me about a year to write the book. With all the edits and back and forth, and just really wanted to make sure I
Yeah.
wasn't concerned with how long it took. I was more concerned with putting out a quality product, and I think I did that.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have much help, or was it all? Because I've read nearly half of it now, and it's very
Yeah,
good.
I definitely had some help, and I
Yeah,
appreciate that feedback. I've had a lot of people read it, from teenagers to people that are 90 years old, and
yeah,
men, women, everybody seems to pull something a little different out of it. So I think
yeah.
there's something in there for everybody.
Oh no, that's yeah. I mean, straight away, I can say, obviously the book's live, so you can order it whenever. I'm just
Yeah,
talking to the listeners, but it gripped me from the off straight away with your sort of introduction. Yeah, I just went away for the weekend. That's all. I had a friend's 50th birthday party, so my time was a
yeah,
bit taken till yesterday. But I can't wait to
yeah.
get back to finishing off the book. There's
I appreciate that. Thank you.
there's a lot that I think we can all take out of it. Um,
Yeah,
but also from you, I mean, it's different. You've not seen me before, have you? Because we've been talking on
no,
email. So
yeah,
hi, anyway. But
yeah,
I,
yeah. Great to meet you.
I've been watching your Instagram posts. So I
Thank you.
sort of feel like you feel like you get to know someone, didn't you? Um,
Yeah, sure.
Especially the way you come across, very genuine, and authentic. So you feel like you are meeting the actual person, I believe. But
Yeah, I try to share. That's the whole point of doing the post. I wasn't a big social media guy before I was diagnosed with cancer. Now I've got
yeah,
like 10,000 followers, and people really seem to enjoy the way I present the message. And I think with cancer, so often,
yeah,
the negative connotations are there, and they still are for me. But I try to put a little bit of a positive spin on it, and
yeah,
that's been my approach.
that's
So the whole point of the book and the whole point of the post are to kind of raise the human spirit. And if people are suffering out there, help them out a little bit with maybe a different way to manage, a terminal disease or any kind of life crisis, really.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you certainly got me. So when we were talking on email, I believe you had to go into hospital because you had
Yeah,
an infection on your jugular, was it?
yeah.
So
I've done 24 rounds of chemo, and in December of 25, I was no evidence of disease. As I
wow.
entered into January, the ostomy, my stoma prolapse, means my intestines kind of popped out of my stomach. They had to
Oh,
push those back in. But when I went in the hospital, they discovered three new tumors
oh,
on my liver, about the size of golf balls. And that was pretty daunting. So I had to go right in the beginning of my Ironman training program. I had to go back into chemo, and they
right.
gave me three options: mild, medium, or scorched earth. I chose scorched earth, so I did a very,
Oh
very
my God.
heavy regiment. Very heavy regiment. The tumors were huge. We had to hit them hard. And
Yeah.
I'm able to handle the chemo pretty well. So I got through six really brutal treatments, but it landed me in the hospital in the end.
Right.
And the port and the chemo gave me two blood clots on my jugular, which was probably the most difficult and painful thing I've experienced in the 2 years I've been going through this,
Really.
which landed me in the hospital. And I was really kind of that was really the first time that I really kind of felt a little dubious or doubtful about maybe not being able to get to Kona. But while I was in the hospital, flat on my back and doubting myself, I got the news that I was no evidence of disease again. So the chemo
Yeah.
killed all the cancer. And here I am. We solved the blood clots.
Oh,
And now I've got a clean slate to train
oh,
through the
that's
summer. And it
yeah.
looks more and more likely that I'll get to Kona and that I'll have a pretty good shot at getting in under 17 hours. So that's the ultimate goal. And it's one of
That's
the
your
reasons I
goal.
wrote the book was to raise the spirits of people. I'm trying to raise $100,000 for the Ironman Foundation.
Yeah.
Profits from the book are going toward that goal until I reach it. So it's really a wonderful little package. The fundraising, the book, the training, the cancer, the whole thing has just been really good.
And the Ironman Foundation, that money goes to
it usually goes to the communities we race in. So like the Ironman Foundation was just in Africa recently for a 5-day mountain bike race. Right. And they gave away hundreds and hundreds of bicycles to, you know, kids that need them. Instead of walking to and from here and there, now they're riding bikes, and they taught them how to change tires and maintain them. And so that's just one of the wonderful things they do. They teach kids to swim. They've given away $60 million over the last, you know, over 20 years in 70 different countries. The money usually goes into the communities we race in. So they like to put it back into the communities we race in. And they usually, they're a 501c3 tax-deductible nonprofit. And what they usually do is give the money to other 501c3 nonprofits that are in the community and know where the needs are. Yeah. So they partner with other charities, and they do the kind of work that really nobody else is doing. So it's really been uplifting to support that Ironman Foundation. And Audra Tassone, who runs the thing, was kind enough to let me into this race that's so hard to get into.
So is that how you've got in? I mean, that's amazing. And that's, again, another good reason. It's not just reading the book and getting your own. Yeah. It's you are putting towards all this, the Ironman organisation. But is that
it was a strange thing how I connected with Audra. It turns out we know each other back to 1982. We went, we have high school friends in common, but we really never, I don't remember meeting her, but I must have. But some of my best friends are some of her best friends. And when I put it out there, I don't know, a year and a half ago, two things I wanted to do was write the book and somehow find a way to get to Kona. I've been a lifelong triathlete, I've been done over 300 races. And so I got a message from a friend on Facebook that said, we know somebody in Ironman. I was like, okay, well, I reached out, we connected and reminisced a bit. And then Audra asked if there was anything she could do for me. And I said, yeah, if you can get me into Kona, that'd be great. And that's when we decided to, attempt to raise $100,000. Oh, wow. I'm not a rich guy, so I can't write a check like that. No. But we're going to collect it, $3, $4, $5 at a time. So each book sale, a little bit of that profit. Amazon takes a good chunk of the change. So but we'll do it a little bit at a time with help from people like you and others around the world.
And I certainly will do this, and then on Instagram I'll tag you in as well and do whatever I can.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And do a donation as well myself. So,
thank you.
You passed the book to me, so in a way I think I'll just buy the book. So I've got a hard copy. It'd be nice. So just sharing it on your social media and I certainly
spreading it around, and hopefully something will catch international attention. I can go viral in England.
Well, and this is, I'm no Joe Rogan, but we are still going to go out to the world, aren't we? So, and you never know.
Yeah,
if I
absolutely.
Go on Instagram and TikTok and promote you on there as well, tag you in, and you never know. But I mean,
you absolutely never know.
Amazing for them to offer you that place, because I could imagine that is hard to get into. Is it? That's like the pinnacle.
It's one of the things I love about Ironman, and they've done it really from the inception, is that the race always makes room for people with disabilities, people with medical issues, people with challenges. And like I said, they've done it from the beginning, where they've always sliced out a little place for people with unusual, unique stories and overcoming challenges, because the Ironman motto is anything is possible. So you've got people with no legs, you've got blind people, you've got people with Parkinson's syndrome. Greg Schaefer is a guy that's going to be racing on the foundation team. He's dealing with Parkinson's. So there's a lot of different people that are extremely inspirational, and in the face of death, in the face of terminal disease or some horrible issue, that they're still out there. They're still out there trying. That's one of the reasons I titled the book "Just Keep Trying," because regardless of what happens to you in life, you got to get up and keep moving forward. And that's where your salvation is. So that's what I'm doing.
And I can tell from the half of the book that I've read that your whole life, is it from your dad? You've sort of had this in you from your dad. So someone like me, I'm 50 this year, and I only started running, say, about 6 years ago, and started to realise that being comfortable, you don't get anywhere. You don't sort of learn anything. You don't grow. You've got to step out of the out of your comfort zone. And like is it DSP? discipline, sacrifice,
suffering and pain.
That, and I quote your book, is where joy is grown. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's joy in pain. There's meaning in the suffering. You have to go through it though. And people have often asked me, and you know this from running 100-mile races.
Yeah.
They often ask me, what happens when it gets difficult in a race? What happens when you're 8, 9, 10, 12 hours in and things get hard? I think that's what I came for. Yeah. That's why I did the previous 12 hours, is to get to this unique place where all the growth and all the learning and all the meaning is. And you got to go there, and then you got to go through it. And once you go through it, you know you can do it, and you want to go back. It's almost a joke in the Ironman world. A lot of times you finish a race and you get through the line, you're like, that's it, never again. I will never do this again. Yeah. And then a week later, you're signing up for another one because you want to go back. It's an addiction, really is.
And from your experience of doing that, when you feel like you want to quit, you remember the times that it didn't work out. So then it gives you that, or like in the book, you said you saw your son, didn't you? You didn't want to do the marathon.
Oh yeah. That was the hardest marathon of my life. I was ready to quit in my mind, and then I had my son right there. I was like, oh boy, it looks like I'm going to run a marathon. So that was my choice. I could either look at my son and say we're quitters, or I could go run a marathon. So that was one of those turning points for me mentally.
But is this because of your upbringing? You've had it ground into you that you need to do this, one, for yourself, but two, this is going to shape your son as well, isn't it? So and it really goes back to just a son wanting to be his father, to be proud of him. Yeah. Everything I do, and I look at it now at my ripe old age of 61, moving on 62, is that I'm just trying to make my dad proud. Yeah.
And I say it in the book, one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. And when my dad tells me that he's proud of me and he considers me an equal as a man, and that's my greatest achievement, is to gain his acceptance. Yeah. And that's probably why I do all this.
Well, after the post I saw when you were scared and showing it, so that's a strength to show it on here, so other people. And that's the other thing, you've got to remember who you're inspiring. So you've inspired me. So who else in the world? When I was watching, before you went into hospital, you were scared. You could see, but you didn't post. You still came on.
Yeah.
And then the post where we didn't know what was going on, and you said you were tumor free, and then you obviously got emotional.
I was in tears. Yeah. That shocked me. I didn't expect that result. I told you I was really in despair. I was really in a bad place mentally, and I do a very good job of not going there, but things just didn't look good, and they didn't feel good, and things are going the wrong way. And, when you have stage 4 cancer, you wonder which moment's going to be the one where you don't come back from. Which time do I go in the hospital and not come back from it? So to go in the hospital with that emotion, and to come out, completely no evidence of disease, and having that much brighter picture. I went from the worst scenario to the best scenario, and that's how it is with stage 4 cancer. Things change in a moment. Things change in a day, and really not just with cancer, just in life. That's the way it goes. One day it's this way, the next day it's that way, and you need to be able to adapt. And I keep learning from myself. I wrote about these sort of things in the book and how to overcome this mental anguish, and there I found myself anguishing mentally, regardless. So. I think it's unavoidable, and I think you kind of have to go through it, just like a tough race. You have to go through it. You come through the other side stronger. So, they told me I was terminal 2 years ago.
Right.
Terminal is defined as the end. And when I look back, it was not the end. It was the beginning of so many things for me. Really, I feel like my life is born again, renewed. My spirit, my faith, everything is just better. And I wouldn't trade the diagnosis for anything, because too many good things have come from it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask is, before you had a great mindset from your dad and about the drive to do it all, but what's changed? One thing I read in the book that you said is it's not actually about Kona, it's the training that you love. You grow to love the training. Kona is the prize. But
it's the day-to-day lifestyle. The cake's already baked. Like I said, by the time I get to Kona, by the time you get to an Ironman, by the time you get to your 100-mile race, 99% of the benefit is already in the bank. Now it's great to get that finish line. It really is to validate all your hard work, but the hard work's done.
But
nobody can take that away from you, whether you get to the line or not. The benefits of the daily lifestyle are really what I love about it. And I think if you don't love that part of it, you wouldn't be able to do it. It's too hard.
Yeah. And when you got diagnosed, your focus changed, or not focus, but
I would say everything got accelerated. So everything I was doing, I was pretty happy with the life I was leading, but
yeah,
I was a bit complacent in my approach.
right,
And realizing that time is short, I had a choice to either sit down and accept my fate, or hit the gas and see how much
yeah,
I can get done with the time I have left. And
that's
that's what I
amazing.
did. I decided to try to get to Kona. Didn't know how I was going to get there, but I'm going. Decided to write a book. Never done that before, and now that's done.
Yeah,
And I'm excited to see what's next. I want to go to Kona and have a good showing.
yeah,
I'll accept my fate regardless of however it turns out, and then from there we'll move forward and see what else comes next. And the opportunities. I say one of the things I'm thankful to cancer for is cancer gave me time, and
right,
time gives me opportunities. And what I do with the opportunities is up to me. And
yeah,
so far, it's been really fulfilling. I've had an opportunity to strengthen all my relationships. Not they were in good shape before, but they're better now. With my wife, my son, my family.
yeah,
I'm closer than ever before. When I look back at my life, I've developed a lot of close friendships, and those friends have really supported me through this whole process. And that's been kind of humbling as well, to realize how many people care about me, love me, support
yeah.
me. And that's been a really wonderful gift that cancer's given me as well.
Well, that was already there, but like you say, I think it's enhanced it and made you realise what is the
Yeah,
most precious things in this world, and that's
yeah,
your tribe, isn't it? It,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's all you have is relationships,
yeah,
and your family, your friends. That's really it. There we
yeah.
go.
Ah, that's better. It is.
Yeah,
It
much
works.
better, much better.
It's better to
Yeah,
be able to
so
see your face.
somebody
So,
called in and messed me up. So
oh, you'll see.
uh,
You're in demand. It's only.
yeah, well, this is my first experience with a WhatsApp connection. So even
Oh,
this
okay.
podcast world, I've been really enjoying. Last night I talked to some guys from New York and New Jersey. They're all track and field,
Yeah,
and I'm not. I did track and field as a kid, and so
in
we
school.
had a lot in common, and that was a fun conversation. Talking to you, I have a lot of respect and admiration for you, ultra marathon runners, because to me that's the next level. It's next level beyond
Well,
Ironman.
I don't know. Well, it's an odd one to say that because Ironman is like I can't imagine. I mean, I would like to go down, and I know some of the listeners will be. They haven't done an Ironman, and they're going for like a half Ironman first, and
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to build it up. Some of them that I spoke to, Ben that I spoke to, he's just doing smaller sprints and up to Olympic because he wants
yeah,
the speed, he wants a good
yeah,
time. But
yeah,
I'm all about the distance, and yeah,
yeah.
touching on it. So it's in about 2.5 weeks. I've got my second, well, no, it's actually a third 100-mile attempt. But
Okay.
the first one was, when you join an event, it was just out of my league. I knew
Yeah,
I got.
it's good. It's a good learning experience. And now you know what you're in for.
That's it, and that one that might come later in my life, but I need to get. I got 40 miles in, and I was like, "Wow, what is this thing?"
Yeah.
But last year, I'm doing the same one in 2 weeks, and I pulled out at 78 miles. Now,
Well, okay.
what you touched on a couple of times there about, I'm not saying I'm religious, which
Yeah.
you are clearly, but
Yeah.
what I like is you say about surrendering, and this
Yeah.
is I was running it with a buddy, and at 78 miles, looking back, I gave in mentally. I gave in,
Yeah.
and I think I was trying to hold on to too much of life, if you know what I mean, all of the things
Yeah.
going on. Whereas my buddy Danny, he just looked at me and said, "I need to go out there and try." And he had no idea what was coming. He said he had no idea he would finish the 100, but he said, "I've
Yeah.
got to go out there into the unknown," which
Yeah.
is that faith, isn't it? And
Yeah. Yeah. The faith that even though you can't see the finish line, you're moving in the right direction. So
yeah,
you just keep trying. That's why I
yeah,
wrote the title, Just Keep Trying.
just keep
And
trying.
that is the challenge with the race you're doing, and these
Yep,
longer distance races. It's not so much physical as it is mental.
yeah,
And when you look at the field, you look at an Ironman field, it's not the stereotypical, athlete that you would think. You have short people, you have
yeah,
people that are a little heavy in weight, you have tall people, this wide spectrum of physical athletes. and they're all getting it done. So at some point, it's not about
It's not.
your physical prowess. It's really that mental part, and I
Yeah.
think that's the part that people get addicted to more so than the physical.
And like you
Is the
say,
mental challenge. And
yeah,
each time you enter the race, each time you go a little further, each time you learn a little more, you go back to the drawing board, you tune up your training,
yep,
you strengthen yourself mentally, and eventually you'll have that breakthrough, which will be a glorious moment.
yeah, yeah. And this year, hopefully for me anyway, that
This
will
is
be,
it. Yeah, this is the one. And when you cross that line,
yeah,
it makes it all worthwhile.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I was crying video when my friend come over the line because I was waiting for him at the end, and it's very emotional because I
yeah,
knew how hard it is to push through where we were, and he did. So it's it's
yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and that's another beautiful thing in the community of long distance endurance, that we all support each other that way.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
really not a competition
No,
between us.
no, no, no.
It's man, I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and everybody's that way.
And how many people are going to be rooting for you? Is it October, isn't it?
October 10th, 2026. For me,
Yeah,
it's been 44 years in the making. My first exposure to Ironman was 1982. It was
right.
the fourth running of the race. It was the year that Julie Moss staggered and stumbled across the line, and it
Oh,
was the
wow.
first time people were like, "Wow, this is amazing."
Yeah,
And you know, back then they didn't have organized races, so it took about 10 years for that to develop.
yeah,
So I kind of stuck. I kind of stuck with running mostly, and once the organized races started with the little sprints and whatnot, I kind of worked my way up, and then you know, for me to be 44 years later
oh,
and being in the race that I dreamed of back when I was 18 years old,
yeah,
it's really pretty amazing. And I've never been to Hawaii, so it's hard for me to imagine the emotions that I'll have when
yeah,
I get off the plane. And I know the course in my mind. I've seen it
right.
1,000 times on TV, but to actually go there and feel it and live it,
Yeah,
I'm gonna embrace that moment. I'm gonna really take
yeah,
my time and soak it in, uh,
yeah.
and just you know and see what happens. That's kind of the fun part. Is anything is possible, and that's what I kind of
Be,
hope to prove. So
yeah, you be in that present moment and take it all in. I mean, there'll be
yeah,
times,
absolutely. I
times.
got my family coming. I got friends
Oh,
coming.
brilliant.
Got my little entourage that support me.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, and hopefully I'll be able to achieve my fundraising goals. So we'll be able to tie that up in a
yeah,
nice little gift to the community.
yeah,
And the whole thing feels right. And now the tumors are gone. I feel like the paths, the seas are opening for me. So
yeah.
4 months is a long time, but
Um,
I have some good confidence that I'll be okay.
but also, I've come to the knowledge that 4 months is a long time, but with this training, things take a long time. I mean, you've already
Yeah.
got a massive base fitness throughout your life.
Yeah, I put a good 5 months in. I started
Yeah,
December of 25.
right.
I'm working with Jill Bartholomew of Be Fierce Multisport. She's a world class trainer, world class athlete. She's been guiding me, and so we got 5 months of training in. I'd say I probably got 80% of those workouts in,
Ah,
right up
brilliant.
until I got the blood clots and whatnot. So. I was able to train on chemo. I was able to get most of the sessions in. I was
That's
able to
amazing.
accomplish most of the metrics as well. So I was really at a point where I was starting to be in pretty good shape
Yeah,
when I got hospitalized. And, you know, I wouldn't have scripted it this way because it was a difficult first 5 months of the year.
yeah,
Pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But if you'd have told me that I'd be entering June with no evidence of disease
yeah,
and no restrictions on my training, that's ideal. I mean, that's
yeah,
what I would have hoped for. That's what I would have said. That would be the perfect scenario. How I got there is not
it's
necessarily what
yeah,
the path I would have chosen if I had my
and
choice, but you know, that's the way it is. So,
and it
and
does.
it's just another example. If you just keep your head down,
Yeah,
keep trying, keep moving forward, that things sometimes work out. You know,
yeah.
they work out.
This is where I'm getting it. It does go back to the faith. Um, you
Yeah,
you if you try and picture a goal yourself, you're sort of limiting it to your what you can comprehend. But if you
yeah,
surrender and just get on with the work, the end
yeah,
goal might be something that blows your mind, like running in Kona, for instance. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah,
It's
and even just a little mental tactic, and I know you use this as we all do. When you're out there and you're looking the road looks like it's 100 miles long.
yeah,
I don't focus down the road. I focus on the next 10 yards or
yeah,
next mailbox or next light post, or
yeah,
you break down your goals to little achievable goals,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it makes those longer distances more bearable. Everyone's got the little mind games you play for
Well,
yourself.
but the same concept though, because I've heard people even going down to you can take one more step. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can do that. Right, now we'll work on the next one. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
depends, or the lamppost, or no,
Yeah. Or
that's
it could be time. Some people use the watches like, I don't know if I can go another hour, but I know I can go another minute.
go another minute. Just break it down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm certainly going to be using this conversation and you're the inspiration from you in 2 weeks. That's going to be because
That's fantastic. So I love to hear that. I love to hear that,
yeah,
that I've had that little bit of an impact. And that's one of the reasons I wrote the book. That's one of the reasons I do the posts. And it
yeah,
seems cliche, but people have said it, if it helps one person, and that's kind of how I feel, but I know it's already helped more than one because of the feedback I've gotten
without
from people like yourself and others that don't really know me. So that was one of my great
well,
trepidations was I wasn't sure how the public would accept my book, if it was going
yeah.
to be a quality product, and to get the feedback is just really wonderful for
But
me.
again, you've stepped beyond you don't know how it's going to go on. You worry about it, but you just went ahead and done it. And then you
Yeah,
and then Alan from near Cambridge in England, has picked it
yeah,
up, and now we're
yeah.
talking on it. Do you know what I mean? So things
Yeah,
happen.
and I love it. I love that part of it. And the podcasting has been really fun. Like I said,
Yeah,
meeting people like yourself. Who knows who else I'll meet? And I'm sure I'll follow you through your 100 miler, and then you'll follow
yeah.
me through Kona, and we can have another conversation.
I would love.
After the
Yeah,
races. So
I was
yeah,
going to suggest that. The thing with 100 miler, well, as with you, because of the times go on for so long, there's a point. It's going to be 3 o'clock in the morning. It's pitch black, and
yeah,
you're on your own. That's where you drag on things like this. I'd be thinking,
right.
what would Jim be saying to me now? You'd be like,
That's fantastic. Just keep trying. Yeah,
just
keep moving
keep
forward.
trying. And
Yeah,
this book, honestly, I can't. I have only read half, but it's very gripping and it's well worth a purchase. I will. I'm just
yeah. Thank you.
saying that, but I will. I'll put the links on there for the. I'm not sure if the Amazon will work over here.
I'll
I'll
send
try.
you the link to my Instagram and to the Amazon page once we get off here. I'll
Yeah,
email it to you.
yeah. I mean that'd be fantastic, and I can do a post, and I do it on TikTok as well. So we're just
Fantastic. Yeah, I appreciate anything you can do for me. It's really
yeah,
great.
yeah. No, it's great, and I really appreciate your time as well. You know, you've got a lot going on, and it's mad
Yeah,
talking to you.
but this has been fun. This has been, this is how you keep your mind off, going down the wrong trail is you got to continue to fill yourself with positivity and surround yourself with other,
Yeah,
like-minded people like yourself. And, just this is the positive feedback and all the things. It's been a long time coming to get this book published.
yeah.
Writing it was hard, but publishing it was even harder.
Did it? Did it?
All the details, endless details of trying to get the thing out to market.
Getting it down, was it emotional going through?
For me, the whole thing was really therapy.
Yeah,
I did through the process since April of 24. I've done 24 chemotherapy
yeah.
sessions,
That's
5 radiation treatments, and then the surgeries to include the removal of 40% of my colon, 60% of my liver, all of my gallbladder, all of my rectum, resulting in the
wow.
ostomy that I have to this day. And
Wow.
I never stopped training, and I wrote the book at the same time while I was going through it. So the book is really in real time.
Yeah.
And there's points in the book where I'm no evidence of disease, and there's points where the cancer comes back.
Right.
And then same thing. It kind of leaves with a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Do I make it to Kona? Do I beat the cancer? So I may have to
Yeah.
write a sequel. I may have to
Oh,
write a bit of a sequel or an amendment.
without a doubt. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
what a story. And again, yeah, keep on
But it was
getting.
therapy, as we said. It
Yeah.
was. I initially wrote the book to help people and give faith to the faithless, lift some spirits. But in the end,
Yeah.
it was therapy for me to really go through some of these thought processes, and it's been life affirming. For me, is like what makes a life worth living. I really feel like I've lived a life worth living,
Yeah.
and then to put it in a book and to have people respond the way they are has just been really wonderful thing. And to have the money go to charity feels really
Yeah.
good as well.
Yeah.
Raising money for charity's been as fun as competing and racing and training. So that element is become really a cool part of it for me.
And that's again being of service to
Yeah.
people.
And that's what I decided when I had my moment of surrender.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know how much longer I'm going to live, but I'm going to spend the rest of my time trying to be of service
Oh,
to my fellow man. And that's been the greatest, most rewarding aspect of this whole thing. I
Yeah.
just get the tingly bumps just right now talking about it, because
Yeah. Yeah.
now I'm really living a life worth living. And that's why I said cancer is the worst thing that's happened to me, but it's also the best thing that's happened to me, because
Yeah.
so much good has come from it. And it's hard to say, but it's true.
See, on a much smaller scale, and I feel bad saying it, I'm turning 50 in 2 to 3 months, and it's giving me
You're a young man.
a young man, but it's giving me this sort of acceleration a bit, because you're like,
Yeah.
wow, it feels like you. So there's a good chance I've got less than I've had already to come, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't even compare it to what, and that's what I was going to say is
Yeah.
I'm getting this urgency. Um,
Yeah.
then I watch you. If there's people with problems, I do get that everyone's got problems and they are all big to them.
Yeah.
But by
Yeah.
watching you on here, they realise, wow, we really can do a lot if we keep trying.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I've shocked myself, and I've been telling people, and telling especially young folks, set your goals higher than your ability to achieve them, because you'll surprise yourself along the way.
yeah,
We
yeah,
all do it as humans. We limit ourselves mentally,
yeah,
and when you set these big goals, you're like, how am I going to do that? It's like, once you set the goal, you'll be surprised what you do to get to the accomplishment.
yeah,
Now you got to do the work. That's the
yeah,
other
yeah,
part, is you got to be willing to do the work. It's not just, I want to write a book. Then you got to actually go do it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
just like a triathlon, writing the book was difficult. There were some moments in the middle where, I wondered, is this going to come together? Am I
yeah.
doing the right thing? Is this going to be any good? And then, you go through it and it comes out the way it comes out. So,
And that's where
um,
people stop when that doubt kicks in. A lot of people will stop, won't they? It's trying to push through
yeah,
that doubt. And
yeah, yeah. Or the doubt that, oh, I can't do that. If you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, you're also right.
yeah, yeah,
So, and the other one I love is, you can suffer the pain of discipline, or you can suffer the pain of regret.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Oh, trust
discipline
me.
is the key to everything. And like I say in the book, without discipline, you can throw the other three in the garbage:
Yeah,
sacrifice, suffering, and pain. My wife always asks me, is suffering and pain necessary? Because she doesn't like that part.
right.
And I
Okay.
said, unfortunately, it's just part of human nature.
Yeah,
Suffering and pain will come to you whether you like it or not. The
yeah,
question is, are you prepared for the suffering and the
yeah.
pain?
It's going
And
to
can you
come.
get something out of it?
Yeah, it is coming for you anyway, isn't it? So, and you,
Yeah, whether if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to suffer the pain of health
yeah,
issues.
because
Or you can bring in the welcome pain. I talk about the welcome pain and the unwelcome pain.
yeah,
We welcome the pain of training
yeah,
and
yeah.
racing. The unwelcome pain is the cancer and the health stuff. So,
But
but I credit my disciplined lifestyle, my health and fitness, for a lot of my ability to survive as long as I have. There were some people that have said to me at age 59 and a half, being diagnosed stage 4, being the healthiest person that most of my friends and
yeah,
family know, that, you did all that and you still got cancer. So why should I, train or do anything healthy? And I explained to them very simply that I didn't live the health and fitness lifestyle to add years to my life. I did it to add life to my years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
No,
no guarantee that you're going to live longer, but
yeah,
if you do hit a crisis, you'll be more prepared for it.
yeah. I have people saying to me, "Why do you wake up at 4 in the morning, go out running before work?" But when
Yeah.
I'm out there, I'm in the middle of a field and the sun's coming up, and I'm like, everyone's missing this. This is fantastic.
You know what? And people say, a lot of times I'll hear people say, oh, I have to work out. I have to get a workout in. You get to, it's a privilege.
Yeah,
Every day
yeah,
you get to get up at 4 a.m. and go
yeah,
experience that beautiful experience. That's a gift.
yeah,
And there may come a day where for some reason you're not able to do that. And let me tell you from experience,
yeah, yeah,
when you're not able to do the things you love, it's awful. So
yeah.
if you go ahead and
Oh man.
when you get up in the morning and you're looking at that clock going, I don't know if I want to do this today, just remember it's a privilege, and there
Yeah,
may come a day you don't get to do it.
yeah,
One of the things I do now when I get in the water before a race, I'll usually look around and find someone, and I'll say, there's going to come a day where I can't do this anymore,
yeah.
but today is not that
It's
day.
not that day today.
Not today. Not today. The day's going to come when I can't do it anymore, but today's not the day. So I really try to stay focused in the moment, focused in the day, today, and let tomorrow take care of itself. If you
Yeah.
take care of today, you don't have to worry about
It's,
tomorrow.
I'm getting there. I am getting there with it, but in a way, I mean, I've only got 50 lumen. That's probably not enough to give me like a rocket. you know.
Well, that's one of the points of the book, and one of the points I'm trying to get across to people is you don't have to have a terminal
Yeah,
diagnosis to have these realizations,
yeah,
and to live your life with some urgency, because tomorrow's not guaranteed to anybody.
no,
And if you're healthy and you're fit and you're doing well, is like really appreciate that.
yeah,
That's a privilege, not
yeah,
a not a chore. So.
yeah. So have you got the all clear to train? Have you already started
Yeah,
or?
I'm all clear to train. The only thing I'm dealing with now is a little bit of chemo fog and some of the residuals of chemo.
Yeah,
I'm back on my indoor training bicycle. I'll probably go try to do a run today,
yeah.
and we'll just gradually work my way into it. It shouldn't take me long to get back
No,
up to
no, no,
speed.
no.
I don't need to get fast. I just need to be able to develop enough fitness to finish under 17 hours.
Yeah.
So,
And
and that's reasonable for me.
and is that a hilly course? Because 17.
No, it's actually pretty flat. There's more
Nice,
elevation than people think. I think it's like 4 or 5 thousand feet, but there's no big
right.
steep hills.
Nice,
There's a
nice.
lot of slow, gradual climbs, which is really that's really more my forte.
Yeah, just
The difficulty in Kona is the heat in the
yeah.
lava fields. Apparently it's like 130 degrees off the asphalt, and it just sucks your soul out of your body. I've talked to so many people. There's no way to prepare for it because there's
No.
no way to simulate it. That environment is unique to itself. That's one
Yeah,
of the beautiful things of Kona is there's nothing like it in the world. And
yeah,
unless you go there, even for the pros, when the pros go the first time, they struggle. And then you have people that, have done it 9 or 10 times, you become an expert on the course.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there's athletes, that's all they do is train for Kona.
But
And there's really no other course like it. So
it
it's unique in that way.
it reminds me of I've watched the on YouTube about Badwater. Have you heard of that? Badwater
Oh,
135.
yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah. That's craziness.
you see people training indoors with the sort of tumble dryer exhaust on them with 3 or 4 layers. That's the
Yeah.
only thing you can possibly do, and it is just to try and
Yeah.
but
Yeah, and
that's
even that's not a terribly good. There's really no substitute for some terrains and some
yeah,
environments. And
yeah,
in Kona, you have like 14 different microclimates. I mean, you could be in the desert one minute and pouring rain the next.
oh,
And there's a lot of different things that can come up, wind and other things. So, but I'm anxious to go feel it.
oh, I think you're going to do well. It's all about keeping the nutrition in, electrolytes, salts, and
Yeah,
just
yeah, and I'm wise to all that as
yeah.
well.
I was going
So.
to say you've
Uh,
been
Having decades of experience in 300 races over the
yeah,
last
yeah,
30 years,
yeah,
I'm old and wise now. So
yeah.
I'm gonna really, like I said, I'm not looking to
Oh,
break any records, or I'm just gonna really soak it in, absorb the experience, and go out and have hopefully have a great day. And
yeah,
when I cross that line, it'll be really something spectacular. That a lifelong dream for me come true. And really just a wonderful thing. Kind of proving the Ironman motto that anything's possible.
anything's
And
possible.
I'll add, if you just keep trying,
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah.
surprised what you're capable of. You'd be really surprised. I'm an ordinary guy doing some extraordinary things.
That's fun. Yeah,
Everybody has that possibility, that capability. And what I've kind of learned in my 60 years in my pursuit of happiness, that happiness is in the pursuit. It's not a destination. It's a daily
yeah.
activity. It's a daily activity, and
Yeah,
you know that from getting up and doing your run and really
yeah,
appreciating that sunrise. You go to work and nobody else got that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've
And
got those endorphins, and you've got all those good hormones racing through your system, and just a great way to start the day.
yeah, but I would say once you complete Kona, they do say the top of one mountain is the bottom of another one. So you
Yeah,
can't stop
I,
there.
I always talk about Sir Edmund Hillary, and one of the things that always sticks in my head about him, first guy to climb Mount Everest,
Yeah,
and a reporter asked him, he asked him, he said, what did you feel when you crested that peak and you
yeah,
looked over the peak? What was that moment like? And he said, well, I looked over and saw K2.
he
I was
said
like,
it.
oh, damn, I got to go climb that one. Yeah. So as soon as he got to the top of Everest, he looked over, saw another peak, and
Yeah,
he was on to the next one. So he didn't even take a moment to
yeah,
go,
yeah.
I did it.
Because with what you said earlier, by the time he'd done the training already.
Yeah.
The peak was the glory moment. But then he's like,
Yeah.
well, I need to go again. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Because the
brilliant.
joy is in the pursuit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Joy is in the pursuit. And I would say, even I would rather live an entire life pursuing a dream that I never achieved
Yeah,
than not try at all.
yeah.
that's where the finish line for me, it was always about the finish line. And now I've adjusted my mindset after not getting a few finish lines because of my illness, that it's not all about the finish line, that there's much, much more to it than that.
Yeah.
The finish line is great, but it's not the end all.
No.
There's still so many benefits in the lifestyle and the training, in the discipline, and even in not finishing, the humility of being able to accept the fact that we're human and sometimes you don't get where you're trying to go, but it doesn't mean you quit trying. So,
but you've got lessons from it. And you have to excuse my ignorance because I'm not totally sure, but there's a Chinese sort of proverb about this where they never like things to be full and complete because, like a full moon, what comes after it is it starts going away. So they never quite want to make it there because then it means it's going to go downhill after that. So
Japanese have a philosophy called Kaizen, gradual improvement with no finish line. So just making baby steps each day with no end in sight to the improvement. So there's no finish line to that.
That's got to be it there. Sorry, I was sort of clutching out.
No, it's probably in the Chinese realm as well. It's that whole thing of just getting up every day and trying to make your life just a little. I don't know if you reached the point in the book, but I have a story in there about the giant boulder and the guy with the sledgehammer.
Oh, no,
and he so these guys got this giant rock in front of his house and he wants to break it up. So every day he takes this one swing with a sledgehammer, and on the 1000th swing, the rock cracks and breaks. Was it the final swing, or did the 999 previous swings soften it up? So I liken that to the, getting to the finish line, not getting to the finish line. It's important, but there's a lot more to it than that. And that's why I love the triathlon. People say, what is a triathlon? It's a swim, a bike, and a run. That's the simplest explanation you could give. But it's way more complicated than that. And you can get really, really deep philosophically into how deep it really can get. So
no, that's I've tried a little bit, and just getting after the it's getting off the bike and then running. It actually just feels like your legs aren't attached to your body. You're thinking,
and you can train for that. And what's really hard is swim to the bike, because in the swim your legs just kind of drag behind you. It's almost all upper body. So when you come out, your legs are completely flat. And it can be real difficult transitioning to the bike. So these are little lessons you learn over decades of training. You can train for that transition, and you can also hold yourself back. You don't need to jump on the bike and go balls out. You just need to rest. Take when you're going to be on the bike for 7 hours, 8 hours, you might as well take 30 minutes to ease into it.
It's well, what I found after the swim part was more of an exhaustion. So that's probably because I haven't fueled in any way. So you come out and you're like, oh God, we've got to get on a bike now,
Yeah, and you do need to be constantly eating and drinking. A lot of people say triathlon's a 5-discipline sport. It's swim, bike, run, eat, drink.
Right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because if you don't do the eat, drink, you're not going to make it you're just not going to make it,
And the bike's the biggest section. I suppose that's where you're fueling up.
Yeah, that's where it's, it's not as easy as you think. As you know, trying to eat while you're running, trying to eat while you're exercising. All your blood is in your extremities. And so when you eat, your blood goes to your stomach, and it's kind of it's not natural. It's hard to eat a sandwich when you're riding a bike. That's why a lot of people go with the gels. They go down quick and easy.
I'm not a big fan of gels. I like the sandwich, real food.
For me, I go old school. I'm a peanut butter and jelly guy. To me, that's just
brilliant.
And it's easy. It's easy too. I can just shove that. I can make my sandwiches. I cut them in half and just throw them in there, and they're easy to eat, tasty. I'm a big banana guy too. I like bananas quite a bit. Orange slices.
Chuck them in the sandwich as well. Later on in the race, I have Marmite. Have you got that over there? It's like yeast extract.
Okay.
Type of thing. So
you just got to figure out what works for you. Everybody does trial and error experiments. I mean, some people got to figure out how your gastrointestinals are gonna manage, and you figure out what works for you.
And one thing I did learn off of someone is you've got to train your stomach. So with you have to excuse me, but my boy's just come back from college, so he's going to walk in the background now. So
hey, no worries. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
He said hi. He's gone quiet. I think he's shy. But I learned on a podcast, this lady said within the first 30, 40 minutes, you've got to get something in your stomach, even though you're not hungry yet, but you've got to
Yeah,
say,
no, you got to go early and often before,
yeah,
because if you wait too long, it's too late. Now, people always talk about the body being like a motor. It's really more like a battery. When the battery's dead, you can't just plug it in. And when a car runs out of gas, you put gas in, you're 100%.
yeah,
There's no way to do that with the human body. When your battery runs out, you're
yeah,
done for 2 days, 3 days.
yeah, you're
So
wiped
it's
out.
early and often. If you get behind on nutrition, there's no way to catch up on the course.
And since I've been doing that, I've been saying to my body, right, I need you, stomach, because there's a good chance it can shut off, can't it? You know, and then it's 2 hours later, it will say, hang on a minute, I'm not in use at the moment. But this is what I love about learning as you go along.
Yeah.
To get to the next stage,
Yeah.
you know.
So that's really the addiction right there. Is like, for some people, if they went and did the race and only went 40 miles, they'd say, this is stupid and never do it again.
Yeah.
Then there's other people like us that say, okay, how can I get past that breaking point?
Yeah, yeah.
And how can I adjust my training to get to that level where I can get to the next level? And that's really that's I said, that's to me the joy in the sport, is the pursuit.
Yeah.
And like you said, the learning experiences. I know Tiger Woods said he never learned anything from winning.
Yeah.
All his lessons came from his losses, and he remembers the losses more than he remembers the big wins, because he remembers the putts he missed more than the ones he made.
Oh man, you are going to help me in 2 weeks' time. You're going to get me over that line, I think.
Absolutely, man, and I'll be following you, and I'll be rooting for you, and it'll be a glorious moment for you when you cross that line.
I'll send my tracker. I know you're busy, but because you get a little.
No, I'm going to follow you for sure.
You have a little dot to watch going.
Yeah.
You know,
So is your race point to point, or are they just going to go in circles, or?
No, point to point. So I don't know if you've ever been to England before, but down on the.
I have, but only mostly like London.
Yeah, yeah. So, but just below London on the south coast, there's these things called the South Downs. So they're all big rolling hills. It's about 13,000 feet of elevation.
Wow. So you're now 13,000 feet of elevation over 100 miles?
Yeah, yeah. So it's not massive. I mean, there's some in America there that have got, 40,000 or whatever. I couldn't even comprehend it. But this is big for me. But it's going to be good. And I've definitely, and I will finish your book.
Well, you have your whole support staff. You have a team following you.
And I've got my girlfriend Julie crewing, but the main thing is because it's a proper event. We've got there's 12.
You got aid stations.
8 stations. You've got to have a mandatory kit on. So
you got all your stuff.
You carry it with.
So you're just for me already. I would be like, all I got to do is go aid station to aid station.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. So you go.
That's what they're like, 8 miles apart. So all I got to do is run 8 miles.
Don't think of that, like you said earlier. Don't think about the end. You're just thinking, the next one is 7 miles.
Get to the next aid station. Yeah. And then regroup and do it again.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, that's brilliant. But I mean, sorry, I'm aware that I'm taking up it's morning for you, isn't it?
No, that's cool. That's cool. I'm as interested in what you're doing as you are in what I'm doing. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I can tell as well, because it's a passion, isn't it? So.
Absolutely. I said we're like-minded fellas, and I think it's a great. Even last night when I was talking with the track and field guys, when I set up that podcast, I said to him, I was like, I'm not sure we're in the same. And the guy said, we're all athletes.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? You're right about that. It doesn't matter the actual, your actual sport. We all share the same mentality toward our passion, which it could be figure skating, it could be bobsledding, it could be pole vault. I happen to be long distance endurance like you. But as athletes, we all share those similarities.
But I get that, because a lot of my friends, it's more about completing a 10K in the fastest possible time. They've got this extra drive in them. I'm running with them, but I haven't got it, because I'm just like, that's not enough to push me to shave, 30 seconds off my time. I'm more about...
when you're doing 100 miles, it's not, I mean, obviously, if you're not going to win the thing, then it's not necessarily about going fast. It's about getting it done. And I know, like, Jesse Itzler, our Jesse Itzler, you know him, he does, but he runs 15-minute miles, and he walks it, so he's not looking to set a crazy time. He's looking to, especially when you're talking about 100 miles, you're probably looking at what, like 20 at least 24, 25 hours.
The cut-off's 30 hours, but I would like 24, but I don't want to say that out
so
loud.
I'm thinking 15-minute miles, if that's even possible. I don't know. But yeah, so you're talking about a full day.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's not about speed; it's about endurance, and it's about the mental capacity to get through it. So
yeah, I do follow him actually. He's very good.
Slow and steady wins the race. You want to be the tortoise.
Yes, and that's the thing, especially at the start when you're feeling good and your body's saying, "I want to go."
Yes,
you got to.
And that's where the maturity and the race experience come in. As you know, you got a lot out there in front of you, so it's hard to reel it in. It's really, really hard, especially in the beginning. Keep your heart rate low and stick to your plan.
And with you, I could imagine the water side of it, because it can be very draining if you're not efficient in the water, isn't it?
I grew up in the ocean. I consider myself amphibious. I've been on swim teams my entire life, so I'm not a terribly fast swimmer. But what I do in the water is I immediately get in the water and remind myself how much I love to swim. I take it super easy for the first 15, 20 minutes and really just try to get my heart rate under control, nice and low. And once I'm warmed up and feeling good, then I'll pick it up a little bit. But like I said, I'm not looking to set any crazy times in the water. I'm looking to get the job done and then get on the bike where the race really begins.
But it's glide in the water, isn't it? You're not meant to be.
Yeah. So the strange thing about swimming, it's counterintuitive, like many things, but swimming in particular, in order to go fast, you have to slow down. Yeah. If you've ever seen a good swimmer, they look like they're gliding through the water. It just looks so effortless.
Yeah.
And then you look at someone who's just wailing their arms around and not going anywhere. Yeah. So it's all about technique, and you slow down to go fast.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's a funny thing. Swimming is almost all technique.
Yeah.
And just really, becoming, you want to create less resistance in the water. So you got to be at one with the water. You got to be comfortable in the water, like a fish. You're a fish in water. That's the way I see it. So, you don't want to fight the water. You want to coexist with it. And I spent so much time in swimming pools and lakes and oceans, rivers, that it's really one of the places I'm very, very comfortable, and I enjoy the water. And for me, it's the best part of the day. It's the first part of the day. It's only an hour and a half or so in the water. Yes. And so you're fresh, you're ready, everything. And then when you hit the bike, that's when the race really begins, because the bike is it's long and it's difficult. And I compartmentalize, so I don't even like to think about the run until I get off the bike.
Yeah. You said that's your worst part, didn't you?
Yeah, I struggle with the run. I just do. And of course, it's at the end of the race. Yeah. And for me, it's the most difficult discipline. But I think running in general is the most demanding of the three, because it requires everything. On the bike, you get periods of time where you can glide with a hill. You get little periods of rest, where you don't get that on the run. The only way you move forward on the run is by running.
You stop. But on the bike, you've got 112 miles, so you need you need it to let up for a minute or two, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just to get you through. So, but no, that's.
So I'm just hoping to make the cutoffs. Yeah. And I should be able to. Right now, I feel like I'll have a good summer, and I should be able to do that. So.
So did they cut you off just at the swim and then the bike, or is
the swim has a cutoff, I think, of like 2.5 hours, and I think the bike has a cutoff at 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I'll be well under the cutoff on the swim.
Yeah.
I hope to be like 90 minutes, but if I take 2 hours on the swim, I'm cool with that.
Does that roll?
Same on the bike. If it's 8 hours, if it's 8 hours on the bike, then I'm 10 hours into the race with 7 hours to do a marathon.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. That's very, very reasonable. It's not even like pie in the sky dreaming. No. That's something that I can do. So.
Yeah, you could be there with that.
And if I get to a point where I'm really focusing on the bike, because if I can do the bike in 7 hours, I get 8 hours to do a marathon. Yeah. I can literally walk. I can walk that.
You could walk it, just taking it all in, thinking I've got this.
So anything between 7 and 8 hours, I'd like to be closer to 8, but 7 is the cutoff. Anything under 7 hours, I'm really going to have to run a heck of a marathon to get it done. So, I think those are reasonable cutoffs or goals for me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've done 100-miler on a bike, and I think that took about 7.5 hours.
Hey, that's pretty good for a guy that doesn't ride a bike,
But that was without a 2.4-mile swim before, you know, and
Yeah.
without a marathon after, I was distraught.
Afterwards, yeah. Well, just think of yourself when you got off the bike. Did you feel like running a marathon?
No chance. No chance.
I always ask people on the 70.3, the half Ironman. I always say to them, because everyone does, they like to think, if you're doing the half Ironman, the thought in your brain is that eventually you would do the full.
Yeah.
And what happens when you cross the finish line of a 70.3? You ask yourself the question, could I do that again?
Could I do the whole thing again?
You're like, no freaking way,
No,
you know. But once you do a full marathon, once you do a full Ironman, doing a half marathon is kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
it's a bit of
not
fun.
even a big deal. Yeah. So it's the same with the half Ironman. It's like, once you do the full Ironman, the half is like, you know, it's just it'll be forever easy.
Put it this way.
Easier, I should say. Yeah.
Put it this way. It was a 100-mile bike ride, and at the end, I was thinking, could I do another 12? Because it's 112, isn't it? That's where I was at. Let alone forget the running side of it. But the bike went in the back of the car, and I went home with aching legs. So.
Yeah, the funny thing is when people always talk about the marathon, that's like 26 miles, isn't it? It's like 26.2.
Don't forget that too.
Because the point two, the point two at the end, and I always joke about it, is like that point two at the end can be the most difficult of the entire 26. So I always joke, I was like, I like to do the point two in the beginning of the race. That way I don't have to deal with it at the end.
That's it. That's the point two. Now let's start.
Yeah, I got that out of the way. Now it's just 26.
Yeah. It's all about mentality, though, isn't it? And how you can comprehend it in your head. But no, it's been great. Great meeting. But hopefully we can speak again, especially after you've got your...
Absolutely. Yeah, you said I've been really enjoying the podcast because I spend an hour talking to a guy like you, and now I feel like we're kindred spirits, and we've got a little friendship working here. So I'm going to support you. You're going to support me, and we'll see where all this goes. I've got high hopes for you, my friend.
Yeah,
I got high hopes for you in 2 weeks.
But as for you,
3 weeks, whatever it is.
That's 2 weeks Saturday it will be. So
it's funny as I get as excited about you finishing because I know how you're going to feel as you do about me conquering my quest as well.
Yeah.
And we can lift each other up, and hopefully people listening will lift them up as well. And that's the whole point of all this.
And the idea, and again with your Instagram, is you can tell the passion. You're relaying your passion, and if you speak with passion, I believe it can spread. You know.
I agree. Is that even like us just having an honest, sincere conversation. I think people really appreciate sincerity, honesty, and it comes through. You can't fake sincerity.
No.
It's either you either have it or you don't. So I'm speaking from my heart. Yeah. And I don't script anything. Like I always tell people, this is my life. I lived it. I wrote a book about it. I don't need to script anything. I can talk on this all day long. And you put me in a room with another athlete like yourself, we will never run out of conversation.
No.
You know, we could do this all day long.
Yeah. And please, if we can do it again after your
I would love to talk to you again after your 100-miler and get your feelings on that, and maybe I can draw some inspiration from your experience.
Yeah, I'll be blubbering. I'll be crying.
Yeah.
Then.
I'll send you my links and my info when we get off here, and then you can send me back the tracking information for your race because I want to follow that as well.
That will be like a day or two before because they'll activate the trackers. So a day before, I'll probably just ping it through to you. But
beautiful, absolutely.
But if you can send through, I'll do whatever I can to get this book.
Thank you, sir. I'm counting on you to make me go viral in England.
Yeah. I'll just go mad all over the place. So. And I'll
get Prince Charles to say something nice about it.
Yeah, Prince Charles is now the king. King Charles.
I know, that's right, King Charles. Excuse me.
Well, we're still not used to it either, though, because he's always been.
Yeah, I think everybody's ready for the next generation. Yeah. You know, William and Kate. Come on, man, bring it on. The golden age of it would be. Everybody wants that. I've got
a message from James Logan. Come on, Kate and Will. Yeah.
Step aside. He waited a long time. He's not stepping aside.
Well, he has.
They're gonna have to drag him out by his heels.
Yeah. The Queen was there. It's over 70 years, wasn't it? So he was waiting.
She's an amazing woman. Yeah. I don't care what you think about the monarchy, but that's an amazing woman. What she went throughout history, and the way she handled herself was really admirable and respectable. And I've always admired her as a human.
I can't see a negative because she devoted her whole life to the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
it was all about that all the time. So
Yeah, she took her duty very seriously, and that's
yeah,
the difference in the generations. But
yeah,
it
yeah.
seems like William has a little bit of that in him.
He
He
does.
understands his
Yeah,
place and his duty.
got it all
So
to come, haven't we? But yeah,
so yeah,
no,
I'm counting on you to get me in with the Royals.
yeah, I'll I'll do my best. But
Make that call. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's been a great pleasure, Alan, and I really wish
yeah,
you all the best in your race. And I can't wait to hear
yeah,
your experience and what you was like to cross
yeah,
that finish
definitely,
line. Thanks for
definitely.
chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
And you, thanks for your time. And yeah, no, yeah, keep an eye out for your WhatsApp. You might have King Charles a little message saying, "Well done in Kona."
Yeah, yeah,
But
that'd be great. That would be great.
thank you
All right.
very much. It's really nice to speak
All
to
right.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Alan.
Cheers.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great day.